Some commercial foods claim to give your pet a shinier coat, while others claim to keep your pet's teeth free of tartar. But what if there was a food that reduced the amount of fecal matter your pet produces, and along with that, made it less smelly? Many times, claims on commercial pet food bags are often vague marketing headlines like playful life. I mean, who wouldn't want their dog to have a playful life? But when it comes to something like the raw diet, the claims come from pet owners who have actually witnessed the changes and improvements themselves. And a major one being smaller, less frequent, and less smelly stool. But why is this? Commercial kibble and canned foods promote that their main ingredients are animal-derived foods like meats, fish, and egg. But in reality, the bulk of it is actually carbohydrates and legumes like rice, peas, corn, and soy. While these ingredients are great for rabbits and horses, it's not so great for dogs, cats, and ferrets. Did you know that there's actually no minimum dietary requirement for carbohydrates for cats, dogs, and ferrets? Nonetheless, kibble somehow still contains anywhere from 20 to 40% of them. Cats and ferrets are obligate carnivores. This means they receive all essential nutrients from animal sources. Dogs are in the order Carnivora, but they do have the ability to utilize some plant matter. Our pets are pretty resilient, so they're able to eat foods that may cause issues later in life. Starchy carbohydrates need additional breakdown by the enzyme amylase, which is produced in the intestinal walls and pancreas before they can be absorbed and utilized. While a dog's intestinal wall can produce some amylase, cats and ferrets produce very little. So when your pet eats foods that their body wasn't designed to digest properly, a big bulk of the diet will just be turned into waste. This also plays a role in the odor of the stool as well. Because their body isn't able to digest such a high carbohydrate load, this leads to malabsorption and a smellier stool. So how does a raw diet make the stool smaller, less frequent, and less smelly? The idea of this diet is to feed mostly animal-based ingredients that mimic a prey animal's body, so it mainly consists of raw bone, muscular meat, and organs. Since we aren't able to feed every body part, other foods like raw oily fish, egg, and shellfish are also added to balance nutrients. Your cat, dog, and ferret's digestive system is designed to process raw animal-based ingredients. This is indicated by their short digestive tract, a high gastric pH, and the assistance of protein-digesting enzymes like pepsin. So when your pet consumes foods that their bodies were designed to process, little waste remains after digestion. Additionally, this will also create a healthier gut microbiome, which also produces a less smelly stool. Some owners who have just transitioned their pet to raw might be a little alarmed by a smaller, less frequent stool at first. I often get messages from new raw feeders worried about their pet because they haven't gone all day. But this is completely normal in most cases. My dog Matsu poops once a day, maybe twice, while my cat Tangy poops maybe every other day. Ferrets will still poop a few times a day since they have such a quick metabolism, but they're still quite a bit smaller. If you're worried about constipation, always check the consistency of the stool. If they go longer than a few days without a bowel movement, evaluate the bone content of the diet, or adding something like slippery elm bark may be warranted. A smaller, less smelly stool is only one positive effect from the raw diet. If you need more convincing before switching your pet's food, watch these videos.